news, whereas the President, His Excellency Sheikh Professor Alhaji Dr. Yahya Jammeh has announced a series of development packages earmarked for the social sector. They include a $1 million development fund, the relaunch of the public transport system, and a host of specialized services for the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital to end referrals of overseas treatment. The head of state made the disclosure Thursday during the banquet hosted by the First Lady in honor of his 48th birthday anniversary. Abdul Njai reports the occasion brought together dignitaries and Gambians from all walks of life. Come back, the news continues.
Invitation to the commissioning of our new assembly plan. Chief guest of honor, His Excellency the President, Sheikh Professor Dr. Alhaji Yahya AJJ Jammeh. Theme, economic empowerment, creating employment opportunities for youths in the Gambia through ICT.
Welcome back to the news. Worried about the recent waves of protest in Turkey, the United States and Germany have asked the Turkish government to tread on the matter with caution. The recent development came on the heels of Prime Minister Recep Tayyip's refusal to abandon the urban development for Taksim, which triggered the protest. We have details in the CFI report.
Ama hiç kimsenin bu ülkede hukuksuzluk yapmasına, demokrasiye kastetmesine,
The secular forces are determined to keep up their protests. The Gezi Park, which he wants to turn into a shopping mall, remains occupied by demonstrators. Worried about the developments, the US and Germany asked the Turkish government to appease the situation.
Xi Jinping is making his first visit to the U.S. as president of China. He will hold a two-day summit with his counterpart Barack Obama. The meeting, according to experts, will be a new beginning for both countries and will help the two leaders iron out issues that threaten the nearly strained relationship between Washington and Beijing. CNN's Nick Robertson looks at some of the issues that will top the agenda during the meeting.
Become president, and his nation is on the rise. So what can President Obama expect when he hosts Xi Jinping this week?
The most concerned issue, I think, on both sides would be the hot button issue, to quote cliche, that will the United States and China go into a new Cold War?
The two men did meet last year. Back then, President Xi was just vice president. Now, he has the power to throw Obama's pivot to Asia off balance. U.S. allegations of Chinese cyber warfare are just one of several serious wobbles that need stabilizing.
The Chinese viewing just the other way around, saying what Americans are hyping up in the cyber warfare is just simply a preparation to hype up its own budget on the cyber warfare capabilities, and therefore, in the future, blocking China's rise.
Whether it's concerns over cyber warfare, naval deployment or trade, President Xi is striking at his uncertainties far faster than his predecessors. Both of China's last two presidents waited more than 3 years before going to visit their US counterparts. Even so, analysts here describe President Xi as cautious. They also say he's a pragmatist, which, in the context of US relations, raises the question, why did he send his only child to Harvard? Perhaps happy memories of his week spent in rural Iowa in 1985, studying American agriculture, courtesy of the Chinese government. Last year, he went back to visit the family who took care of him. Other clues to the man, to paraphrase an old saying, could come from behind him. His wife of almost 3 decades may be that great woman. 10 years his junior, Peng Liyuan, not only holds the civilian rank of Major General, but has been a popular singer since before their marriage. A few years ago, even performing in New York. Peng is also becoming a fashion icon. Her choice of handbag as much in debate in Beijing as America's First Lady's dresses are discussed in D.C. This too marks President Xi as breaking from the mold. Previous Chinese leaders' wives were so far behind their husbands as to be invisible. How all this will shape his 2 days with Obama is hard to know. But if talk turns to the much-hyped Chinese dream, the conversation may be short. President Xi has been clear. It's a strong nation and a strong military. From where he stands, the American dream is fading. And on this, anything less than agreement could herald some unsettled nights.
And we now go back to the top of the news. The President, His Excellency, Sheikh Professor Alhaji Dr. Yahya Jammeh has announced a series of development packages earmarked for the social sector. This includes $1 million development fund, the relaunch of the public transport system, and a host of socialized services for the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital to end referrals of patients for overseas treatment. The head of state made the disclosure Thursday during the banquet hosted by the First Lady in honor of his 48th birthday anniversary. Abdunjai reports.
It is 48 and still counting.
So let us toast for His Excellency the President. So, Your Excellency the President, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you good health, long life, and more success. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you, bless our people, and bless our country, the Gambia, to your health. Okay.
The anniversary is celebrated every year over a special banquet hosted by the First Lady, Her Excellency Madam Zainab Yahya Jammeh. Hundreds have turned out at the Coco Ozone Resort and Spa in Bigelow to honor her invitation, bringing out the glories of the moment and the spirit of the relationship existing in their private domain.
Every year I come here and invite you, and I stand up here, raise my glass, and toast for him. We cut the cake and we go home. But honestly, this year I really wanted to do something different. No. No. But my problem was it is very difficult to convince His Excellency to do something relaxing or fun, because all his mind is work. Most of the time, to be fair. Most of the time. Sometimes, no, not at all. Sometimes I come and he's working or he's just sitting down and I say, Sherry, do you want to watch a movie? And he says, no, it's boring. Say, okay. Sometimes because I like to run. So from time to time, I go with my security and we do jogging. And sometimes I say, Your Excellency, do you want to join me for the run? No, I'm too old for that.
It is an epic voyage of discovery for many, allowing them access to life in the President's household.
Going back to the subject, I was watching this year the President Obama and the First Lady